Hey everyone. From April, in addition to our normal Humble Talk episodes, Stealthy Shiroean and I will be doing episodes which will be a bit like Book Club for gamers. In these episodes, we'll have had about 2 months to play the game. Come back and we'll discuss it at length. Each of the games will be hidden gems, games we've never reviewed before, probably games we've not even played before, certainly not for long. Each of the games we pick up will be announced at the end of the previous episode so that you can join us for the ride. Before each video, we'll reach out to you through the community posts to get your input on the games and what you thought about them. We'll also take on suggestions for what you think the next game should be. The first game to kick it all off is Symphony of War: The Nephilim Saga. Alright, time to get into the episode. Stealthy, hit that play button.
Resident Evil Village.
I played Resident Evil 4 quite thoroughly. I definitely did start to finish. And so I'm kind of familiar with the new style of Resident Evil from there. I did play a little bit actually of I think 5 and 6 were the action ones, right? Set in Africa?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, five was the one set in Africa, and then Resident Evil 6 I had heard was like really action oriented
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So those ones would I didn't feel like horror to me. I think I played them on Xbox. One of my friends brought over his Xbox. He loves playing co-op games as well, and so we just did a bit of that. But it didn't feel anything like horror at all. It's like, oh, it's an action game with zombies in it. But I think
exactly.
7 took a really good turn back to its roots, where it is actually terrifying. So I actually played that well over halfway. I didn't quite finish it. I'm not quite sure why. Or maybe I am quite sure why. So I was playing that on PSVR. So that's playing that's playing these Resident Evil like horror games, first person. I would say ultra first person, because everywhere you look is you see the world around you. It's as terrifying as it sounds. So it's pretty cool. And so I had that experience, and I felt that was a great way, a great course to take the series back towards. And I think a lot of other people did too, because that was rated very highly, as is this one, number 8.
Yes.
Yeah, for the same reasons. Yeah, especially with the new character. Who's the main character now? I've forgotten his name.
Ethan Winters.
That's the one, Ethan Winters. Yeah, so that whole story arc is very fascinating, and even bringing up some old characters in ways I won't mention, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, the difference this time, I was playing it on Steam Deck as opposed to VR, and that's a very different experience.
I imagine so. Yeah.
So because when I was doing the bundle reviews, doing all the recordings, I had to do it on my computer. Rather hooked up to the computer so it could capture all the video. Whereas now I do most of my gaming probably the way most people do their Steam Deck gaming, is in bed. And so I was playing that before going to bed. The whole thing felt a bit eerie, but I didn't feel like it was as scary as the previous one. Although mind you, the previous one, the whole redneck thing completely terrifies me. Like insane redneck. Like Pulp Fiction. You know how he gets Bruce Willis gets kidnapped by the rednecks?
I'm not really sure. I've never actually watched that movie.
Oh wow, okay.
Believe it or not.
So I might have given away a lot.
I think the only Pulp Fiction, the only scene that I really know is the one where Samuel Jackson and
John Travolta?
Talking about the guy with the Kahuna burger. Yeah. That's the iconic scene.
Very famous, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so basically he gets kidnapped. There's another guy there as well. Gets kidnapped and gagged, and there's these rednecks. I don't know why they do it, to be honest. And obviously it's done as a comedy thing, but I was probably younger than the intended audience age when I saw that, and it kind of freaked me out. It kind of terrified me. And so probably ever since then, that whole kind of unhinged kind of psychopath redneck, That for me is probably like one of the most terrifying things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know like most
Huh.
people it's like clowns and spiders. Nah, it's just like an insane redneck and that's me. So that one
Red.
for me was terrifying. In contrast to this one, it's like, okay, it's your typical like, yeah, monsters in the woods kind of thing. Well, like a snowy area. So I didn't quite feel it was as scary.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I guess I could kind of see that. I think the whole I think that's kind of like that. That's kind of like a horror trope now, like the the cannibal sort of redneck,
Yeah.
like living in the woods kind of thing, eating
Yeah. Yeah.
eating eating people.
Yeah.
um Without like I so my experience with Resident Evil, like I said in my video, was basically just Resident Evil 5.
Mhm.
Um I I've seen a little bit of Resident Evil 7, and yeah, I had known that that was kind of like they kind of like took a gamble by going first person, and it was sort of like return to form as far as like it being survival horror again. Um but yeah, I've never actually played that, so I can't comment firsthand as to whether or not I think it's scarier or not. Um, what I played though here though, I think that it did like the atmosphere so well that I was actually kind of getting like just a bit spooked, like when they finally give you control
Mm.
and you're walking through the forest. You could barely see anything in front of you, and
Mm.
you're hearing like all these noises just like outside your vision, and you're like, "Oh, great, something's gonna happen." And yeah, I was actually quite kind of spooked by that, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Even though like
Yeah.
I knew that everything that was happening was pretty much scripted.
Mhm.
So I guess it's just like to their credit, just like how well they crafted the atmosphere of the game to be able to um like evoke that kind of emotion out of me, to actually feel like I guess simulated fear.
Mhm.
uh and another thing about the game too, I felt like it wasn't really pulling any of its punches,
Hmm.
either. That was something that I didn't actually talk about, partially because I wasn't I wasn't sure if anybody would really want to see this, but like literally right in the beginning there, like he just like loses like half of his hand,
Mm.
and I'm like, oh wow, that's I did not expect that.
No, you're
I
right.
did
Neither
not
did I.
expect
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Or like in the like I also thought too is having that sort of like frantic tension when they're telling you to survive, and all these I guess they're werewolves. I
Yeah.
They didn't
Not
look like any
sure.
werewolf I've ever seen, but yeah, they were just everywhere, and they're chasing you, and I'm like running around like, oh, how do I get out of here? I get out
Hmm.
of here, and I'm constantly getting attacked, and trying to figure out how to survive. But in reality, like the real thing was is that you weren't really supposed to survive. You were just you were supposed to eventually get knocked down, um and then it would cutscene, right? But
Hmm.
I don't know. I guess I kind of like that. Me, I guess now that I think about it, it reminds me of like similarly to the beginning of Resident Evil 5 did a somewhat similar thing as well. Honestly, the beginning of Resident Evil 5 was probably the scariest thing about the whole entire game.
Right.
Um,
I don't remember
but
the opening so well.
that one was where, so yeah, so like Chris meets up with Sheva, and they go into this village that's like infected or something. Like all these people are they and then they come across like an executioner or
Hmm.
something, and there's like this mob of people
Hmm.
that have all gathered, and then they're noticed, and
Hmm.
then this thing where they have to try to like survive while these guys are trying to break into
Hmm.
this house that they were in, like spying down. And yeah, like I said, I think that was probably the scariest part of the whole game.
Yeah.
um but I don't even know where I was going with this anymore
That's all
as
right.
far as Resident Evil Village goes. Just that I really enjoyed the atmosphere
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah.
Um, And that's something that like horror games have to get
Yeah.
like absolutely right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess I just feel that like I tend to, I guess I don't play horror games as much as I would like, but I do consume like a lot of horror. Like I listen to like a lot of horror podcasts.
Mm.
I watch horror movies. So I feel like someone like me, I'm a bit more desensitized
Okay.
to horror. So like for Resident Evil Village to be able to, like I said, to be able to get me to feel like a little bit spooked,
Mm.
I thought that was really impressive
Mm.
to me. But
Yeah. And I think you're right. Atmosphere is crucial for a horror game because without that, it becomes action, which is what we saw with 5 and 6, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
But seven nailed that too. And I'm trying to think like why specifically did I enjoy seven more than eight? Not that I played much of eight, mind you, but
Mhm.
I think the opening for seven, it's mysterious. Like you know your wife's missing, and you're kind of going there, but you're not
Okay.
quite sure where she is, and so it's quite unknown. Whereas this one there, like, I mean, sure there are unknowns there, but right, okay, all these werewolves around me. I mean, this snowy village. Let's get inside there. Whereas, and sure, there's exploration, but it's not. It doesn't quite feel as much that mysterious exploration into the unknown that the one before it did.
Okay. Okay. Um yeah, I guess again, since I haven't played the previous one, I'm not really sure. I guess I did like how maybe not really feeling like exploration of the unknown, but what I did like with the village is that when you walk into the village and you're sort of walking around until you get past that point where you survive against that onslaught.
Mm.
I did kind of like how then you could see the map and you could go back to places that you saw when you first walked in.
Mm.
Like I guess I didn't expect that. I guess I just expected it to be like kind of like set pieces, and
Oh, I see.
then
Yeah.
I would just kind of like move on
Yeah.
to
More
the
a
next
linear
thing. So
experience, right?
when it kind of opened up and it's like, oh, I have to go explore all of
Yeah.
these places to get, presumably random little thingamajigs to
Hmm.
clear puzzles and
Hmm.
stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, I guess if I guess it's literally in the name Resident Evil Village. I guess I should have expected that I would be exploring a village, but
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I just assumed because I think it's because all of the memes and everything about this game
Mm.
is like about like the castle and what's her name, like Lady Germescu or something. Um and so like in my mind it's, oh, you're like exploring the castle
Right.
and dealing with these, giant, well, with a giant vampire lady. I guess her daughters are just normal adult size.
Right.
But yeah. So, um I guess that's what I had in my mind when I went into this game because I didn't really know really anything about it, I guess.
Right. Okay.
One thing about I know some people have been wanting to see like a return to like seeing one of the all-star cast take like a main role
Mm.
of like a Resident Evil game again. However, I think that it actually was probably smart to have like a new character without like any of these sort of like expectations, because like if you're playing as somebody like like Chris Redfield
Mm.
or Leon Kennedy or what who are the other ones, like what there's what Claire, Jill, any of those
Hmm.
people, like
Hmm.
you're gonna expect that they should be some level of like, I guess like a badass
Yeah. Or I was gonna say hardness,
essentially.
but yeah, badass is much better. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So like, to be thrown into like Ethan Winters, who's like, oh, especially in his initial game, he's just some guy trying to find his
Yeah.
wife. Um, I guess they said that he had some training or something like that at the beginning of Resident Evil Village. Probably like more excuses to give him like guns and stuff like
Hmm.
that. But uh, I still think that he's still kind of like grounded. Whereas like, yeah, if you're controlling some like Resident Evil Legend,
Mm.
you're
Mm.
going to expect something else, which maybe is how the series sort of got away from them a bit with Resident Evil 5 and 6, because it
Right.
was they were like, I think Resident Evil 6 like has practically like everybody, because I remember one of the criticisms of 6 was that you play through the same scenes like multiple
Yeah.
times, but different perspectives from
Yeah.
the different characters. So yeah, maybe that's a part of it. I don't know so much about Village, but I know definitely, I think also keeping it more contained to like, yeah, crazy redneck people.
Mhm.
That that's I think, it's like you were saying, like, just it being terrifying. I think
Mm.
that was like a really good way to make that terrifying, because like I'm just thinking of like Resident Evil 5, and we were
Mm.
talking about how it's not really that scary, and yeah, it's because of the action sequences, but like even some of the bosses, while terrifying to like when you look at them and you're like, wow, that is one messed up looking creature,
Mm.
they essentially just boil down into like a shoot 'em up boss
Yeah.
fight.
Yep.
And it loses that horror edge that might otherwise be, like a lot creepier, like with something a little bit more contained, and I guess something that's a little bit more like brought down to like a person's level, I guess. Like
Mm.
like with the creature, like something in Resident Evil 5, like more than like you're not going to expect to really get a horror element on it, because like the only way you could really ever hope to deal with something like that is basically like probably to shoot it and,
Yeah.
and fight it and stuff. Whereas
Yeah.
I imagine, like, I don't know this for sure, so you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounded like there was a bit more like cat and mouse type stuff going on in Resident Evil 7, where you had to actively get away from these crazy people.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost all cat and mouse.
Right.
Certainly, like the first half of the game, you couldn't really fight against them.
Okay.
Yeah, and so like I remember you'd be crawling through things and maybe you could hear them. It comes back to like is it Amnesia? Amnesia did that really well,
Yeah.
right? You can okay,
Yeah.
I can hear it there. I need to
Yeah.
stop moving. I need to hide, kind of thing. And it was that
There
same
was
kind of
no
concept.
fighting at all in Amnesia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think they took it from the Amnesia series, but it was that same thing where it's you have no way of winning. You have to survive, so you need to listen out for them. You hear them, you're like without any choice in the matter, your heart starts beating much faster, and you're just like sitting there like just trying to listen in as the player, like listening for sounds. Okay, they're there. Have they noticed me? Have they noticed me? Yes, they've noticed me. Start running, kind of thing. And that is so engaging for horror games.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I guess like in contrast then, Resident Evil like Village, they give you a gun pretty much right
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Um as we're talking about, I think I do remember maybe some critiques of it basically being that it was a bit more action oriented
Yeah.
than the previous one.
Yeah, okay.
Um
And I even in the
but
first bits, I definitely did feel that.
right. I guess as someone who hasn't played the previous game,
Mm,
I didn't really feel I didn't really feel off about it. Like I
mm,
enjoyed it. Granted, I only played like an hour and 20 minutes or something like
hmm.
that, so I didn't get far enough to really to really see
Sure.
anything. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Overall though, like obviously this was like I put this as my must play, so
Yeah. Yeah,
this was
nice.
by far the game that I think impressed me the
Yeah.
most. Like as I was going through all the games, as I'd mentioned that this month was just like okay,
Mm,
for me, and I before I had finished by playing Resident Evil Village, I was like, oh, that might just end up being like a strong recommendation, so we'll probably get like no must plays again this month. But then after I played it, I was like, oh wow, I really enjoyed
oh,
this,
good.
so that's why it ended up there.
Yeah, it's a big title. It's very popular for a reason. It certainly brings a
Yeah,
lot of value to the bundle for the month. Um,
right.
I don't know whether making a horror title the front runner or the big
Yeah.
title is a wise choice. That we come to this every time a horror game comes into it.
Mhm.
But it's a I mean it is a larger genre, but it's still a very like compared to some other genres, it is a more of a niche genre, and people who don't like horror games, they're not going to want to get the bundle. I think if they see the other
Exactly.
games and this game in there.
Yeah, I think basically if there's any like horror franchise that might be able to get placed as the headliner, it would be Resident Evil.
Mm.
Um, just because of like how popular it is. But I do agree. I don't know that this being the headliner um was the smartest choice.
Mm.
I think it's because I think they did it though because you got what Requiem coming out at the like near the end of this month.
Oh, okay. See, that makes perfect sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I know somebody in the comments was saying to me that well, you know, it didn't make sense because um like story wise they're not really related. It's following like a different character and it's actually following up um I think they said like it was following up events of Resident Evil 4
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
Oh,
But
looks like one for me then.
my my counter was basically like yeah, but like the people like who decided to put Resident Evil Village, they know that probably a lot of the people buying this, like especially impulse buying it, they don't know that Resident Evil Requiem you know has anything to do with Village or not
No,
or
definitely not.
so if they think that they can get anybody, you know, any sort of like impulse buys
Mm.
on Requiem, like they're gonna take it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, even if people did know they're not related, if they haven't played it, it gets them, excited, hyped about the next one. Or let's, for
right,
example, someone who's not really
right.
familiar with the Resident Evil series as a whole, they play this. Oh, I quite like that. Oh, another one's coming out soon. Let's get that. So yeah, it's definitely
Exactly.
it has a marketing effect, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
The name of the game is Make Love to Everything. No, it's Date Everything.
Right. Yes. Date
Date
everything.
Everything. Which, as you pointed
Or
out in your video, it's not that date, not necessarily.
not necessarily. Yeah, I was gonna say I was trying to remember it was like directly acknowledge a thing's existence,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. But essentially, you can do that kind of date, wink, wink to
Yeah.
everything. So it's
Pretty
like
much.
being a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean it 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 definitely knows what it is,
Mm,
what it and what it's doing. I think it tries to be like it has like obviously the concept of date everything is this sort of like humorous kind of concept, right? Like
mm,
you're you're talking to physical embodiments of your stuff essentially,
yeah,
and what I will say, like, while this game, it's not really for me. Like, I don't know. I don't think I've actually really played any like actual dating sims. The closest I would think of would be like a farming sim kind of game.
yeah. Okay,
Um, and I guess maybe the closest after that that I would like to play would be like the Persona
there it is.
series.
I knew it was coming. Yeah,
So outside of that, like I haven't really played anything quite like
yeah.
this. And you know, we've talked about this before, like the whole visual novel kind of
Yeah.
game we're just not the
No,
biggest fan of, and that's
no.
exactly what this is
Yeah,
basically. I mean you can walk around and stuff, but I mean, come on, you're in your house.
yeah.
You're just like walking around your house.
Literally talking to
So, you know,
things
not
in the
really.
house.
Right, literally talking to things like some sort of crazy person.
Yeah.
Um, one thing though that I will give them and I think that this would be kind of like, you know, neat to see like other things is
Mm,
like the character designs that they came up with for all the different things, and I thought they were quite unique, and I did like that. Like the art was pretty good.
yeah.
Um, I do kind of wonder, like I was trying to like interact with numerous things during my hour with the game, so I didn't really follow anyone's sort of like story arc that closely to see like how good or not it
Yeah.
was. Um, but I really do wonder just how well fleshed out any of these characters are, given that there's something like 100 of them.
Yeah.
or something like that. So I was a bit skeptical that, that the writing was really that great. I mean, I guess what I encountered, none of it seemed horrible
Mm,
to me. I guess I wasn't really like so taken with it either
yeah,
though. So I don't know. I think it just boils down that the game just wasn't really quite for me. Like it has like
yeah,
a unique concept, right? And that was enjoyable, but I don't know that I would actually play it again.
yeah. I So let's talk on a few of the good points I had.
Mhm.
I did think like the whole house design was well done. It was quite charming. The house, the graphics.
Mhm.
Even on
Mhm.
Steam Deck, it looks quite nice and ran really well. The voice acting, everything was voice acted and it was done really well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, I forgot to mention yeah, the voice acting spectacular, and
yeah,
it has, like, a lot of, like, really big names,
yeah,
in it as well,
yeah,
so, yeah, I mean, top-notch voice acting
yeah.
for sure.
And also like for all the 100 characters, or whatever. Whenever you look at them in the Pokedex or whatever it's called, it tells you the voice actor as well, so it's giving credit to them as well, which I thought was really good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a lot of like the positives I found with it. I also like I'm the same thing. I haven't really played dating sims. I don't really
Mhm,
see the appeal.
mhm,
But I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would.
mhm, yeah,
But that's probably
yeah.
because it was more like tongue in cheek kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, so the negatives are pretty much everything you said, and I think this is this is a very niche genre within a niche, a larger niche genre. So it's tailored towards people who have played a lot of dating sims, who like dating sims,
Yeah,
and then are also
mhm.
okay with like, oh yeah, I've experienced a lot of dating sims, and oh this is so all those games that I've played before, and like there's people like you and me. It's like I've never played these games before. Like I think I understand the concept, but yeah, okay.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, it really is. Yeah, and then you throw in just the sort of wonky like narrative concept of it all, and that makes it that's I imagine that's going to be kind of like a make or break for some as
Mm,
well. It's like, wait, I'm dating my stuff, like
mm.
you know that might not sit well with some people.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like anything else that I would want to say about it. I
No,
think I
I got
just
nothing. I think we
yeah,
summed it
it
up.
really just was yeah, it really just was like a weird little game that
Yeah.
was like you know what I know what it reminds me of. Have you ever played you might have when you were doing the like Monster Prom, like we've gotten Monster
Yeah,
Prom
yeah.
the various ones a few times. I felt that like I had the same feelings really about Monster Prom. Like I enjoyed it enough during the hour that I played it for the review,
Hmm.
but it was never really anything that I would ever come back to and it was like, it had like some like the humor in it was like, oh yeah, okay, that's not too bad and they're taking a different spin on it with monsters and
Mm,
whatnot but at the end of the day, like I just was like, okay, yeah, that was an experience.
mm.
I'm okay.
Yeah, no, I only played the road trip one, and it was the same thing. It's like, yeah, I can see the appeal as a party game, but it doesn't have a lot of longevity.
Right, right. That was the special unique thing about Monster Prime is the multiplayer. Yeah,
Mm,
that's right. Yep. That's what would make it probably be like elevated a bit more, I think, over Date Everything is just because
hmm.
it had like a party game type aspect
Sure.
to it. Yeah.
Unless they want to go date everything together, and that could
Date
that could be
everything together.
interesting.
Yeah.
That could be very interesting.
Yeah. Core Keeper.
I have nothing to say about this game. I'm just so like inundated with these survival pixelated isometric, not even isometric, but like top-down um, ones where you go and fetch things and craft, and yeah, I literally have nothing to add to that separates this out from other games for me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, for me, I mean, I do get where you're coming from because, like, you're not wrong. There's so many of these kinds of games. However, I would say that Core Keeper is one of the good ones.
Okay.
Um, and it has been this has been something that had been on my wish list for a while now. And
That's the funny thing, because me too.
oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
mind you,
I guess
my wish list is
it's just my wish.
bloated.
Right. No, yeah, same. I don't even really like talking about how many I have. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
But I do tend to add like
Um,
a whole bunch of co-op games. Like, that'd be nice to get if it's on sale and play with friends or play with my son or that kind of thing. But yeah, and I got, ones like this and end up playing. I'm like, that wasn't a lot of fun at all. Well, sorry,
yeah.
no, that's not true. That's not true because it can be fun, and I do know other people that have enjoyed this as well. But and maybe it's just because we've had so many games in the humble choice bundles that have been from this genre, and it's just doesn't feel that all that fresh to me.
No, yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean that's definitely true. Like, if we're gonna just look at it like that, then yeah, it follows like the your standard sort of thing. Gather the most basic ingredient around you, which is wood. Um, make your beginning your beginner tools, your beginner weapons, beginner armor. Go out, kill a few things, gather some slightly better resources, come back, and it's the same song and dance as any other survival crafting game out there. Um, I think one thing that I was quite impressed with, though, with my time with it. I mean, so this went on my wish list because I was interested in it, like way back when I first came across it, but also because I thought that the pixel art was really good. Like, it's really beautiful pixel art. But I think what kind of cemented this though is actually playing it for that. Like, I think I put like an hour and 20 minutes or so. Whatever.
Okay.
Oh no, I guess I only put an hour into it. I guess this is what this is saying. I only put an hour. But I did like it quite a bit. I thought that the progression felt really good. Like I felt that I had enough direction. I think that some of these games can be a bit too meandering
Mm.
at times, where you're just kind of left wondering what you're supposed to be doing. So I thought that that was pretty good. Um, I liked that it gave you a lot of options in terms of like your combat play style, because it's kind of like you just pick up and use whatever it is you want to use, and then you start gaining like experience in that said skill,
Hmm.
right? And I really like that. Um, and like I said, they gave you in just within my first hour, I already had access to like trying to use a various melee weapons. I had like something where I could like summon a monster. I had something where that I could use like a magic spell. I had and I like that they did that. I guess though, as a survival crafting game, it is kind of hard to really say just how good it's actually going to be,
Mm.
because these games are tens of hours, if not hundreds of hours,
Yeah.
depending on the game. So um but my first impressions of it felt really good. It's
Okay.
not like some survival crafting games we've gotten before in the past. It's like, wow, this feels rough.
Yeah.
This did not feel that way at all. It felt
Okay.
like, highly polished. It felt like the developers really understood the balance to their game.
Mm.
So yeah, I was quite happy with it. And I'm sure that this would be something that um my wife and I would play at some point, but we do have a lot of survival crafting games
Yeah.
we still have yet to play.
Yeah.
So we're not in any rush like I have it now, and so now if we ever see it on a really deep sale,
Mm.
then I'll pick it up for her at some point, but I'm not in any big rush to do that.
Sure.
It's funny though that you say that you're kind of like over there this sort of like top down
Yeah.
survival crafting game, because the next game that they're making is another survival crafting game, but
Okay.
it's actually like a 2D side scrolling perspective,
Well, that fixes
and
everything
it's
then.
it's bas it yeah, right, right. But it's basically like channeling like Terraria, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I just thought that was kind of funny, but okay, yeah. I mean, again, like I said, without playing it anymore, it's really quite hard to say like where this game really stands. But I
Yeah.
liked it. I liked
Well,
it.
like just before this as well, I have some friends who they must have picked it up on a deep sale or something, but a whole bunch of them playing it co-op together. Um,
Okay.
and I mean, their Discord, I occasionally like check it out. I just don't have any time to play games, which not really
Right.
co-op. But I
Right.
do
Right.
check out their thing, and they were talking about it to another one of their friends who had some more free time, was going to join them, and one of them was like, "Yeah, it's this game, survival cop. It's not great, but it's okay." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." That pretty much sums it
Okay.
up.
Okay. Okay. Um, I guess that would be the thing. Yeah, like if I played it longer, I wonder how I would compare it to other
Mm,
games,
mm.
other because I've played a lot of them. Like, just how would I compare it to other ones that I do genuinely really enjoy? Um,
Actually, you know
yeah,
what?
I don't know.
The best survival crafter game that I have played in the last few years, without a doubt, hands down, is Abiotic Factor. And even then, I
Oh,
think it might still be, but at the time it was definitely like early access.
oh, I think no, it had its 1.0
Did it?
recently. Yeah, I remember watching your review or a video
Oh,
on that
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 was
you
very
made.
early days. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
solid game. I put a lot of hours into that. I even cut a lot of sleep out of my schedule to play that with some friends and do that co-op. That's how good it was.
Yeah, I checked this one out actually on Steam Next Fest when they had it on Next
Oh,
Fest, and
cool.
my wife and I played this for I don't know. This was out of any of the Next Fest games I covered for that
Mm.
video. This was the one that we put the most amount. I put the most amount of time in. I think we put like something like 3 or 4 hours
Oh,
into it, and
cool.
and there was still more to the demo. I couldn't believe it. Like
Yeah.
I eventually just had to like say, I gotta like end it here because I have to make this
Yeah,
video.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I think yeah that one to me is probably like I don't own it. Praying for it for like a humble choice,
Yeah,
maybe.
eventually.
Probably not. It released
Who
like last
knows?
year. But it definitely was the most unique survival crafting game that I've seen like in a long, long time.
Yeah, yeah,
Really like it was yeah, it was definitely something different. And I like what they did with it. I really liked the whole like Half-Life feel that it
yeah,
had.
yeah.
Yeah, that was quite enjoyable.
Oh,
So
they knew exactly what they were doing. And it's shameless. And there is
yeah,
nothing wrong with it
it
at
is.
all. It works so
Yeah, no.
well.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you could almost like see this as being like a rival company to like Black Mesa or Aperture Science or something
Oh,
like that.
100%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
StarVaders.
Okay, StarVaders. Yeah, so this is one of so we've talked about this thing before where just there's so many games that release and there's so many games that are actually like really good and rated highly
Mm,
that release that we just don't know about, even
mm.
despite the fact that like you and I we keep our finger on the pulse with these kinds of
Yeah,
things.
I'd say we do. Yeah.
And somehow they still like escape our notice.
Uh,
This was basically one of those games, so I didn't realize this until after I had already made the review, but the game itself has like an overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam with
mm,
like with a decent number. It's not like, oh, they have like a few hundred overwhelmingly positive reviews. It was like a few thousand, um if I'm not mistaken. What was it? Okay, well maybe not, maybe I am exaggerating a bit. 2,000 though.
hmm.
But still though, I was a bit surprised to see that it was like this overwhelmingly positive. Like I guess I would have expected whatever's under that, I guess, whether
Very
that's very
positive, right?
positive or
Yeah.
mostly positive, yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember. Um But so I guess I was a little bit surprised. I mean, I know it is a solid game, and I imagine that some of that is my own bias, like sneaking in, um, as to why I would be surprised. But
Sure.
because yeah, it certainly did seem solid. Actually, one of my commenters was saying how it's almost like 3 games in one because
Yeah.
there's like 3 different mechs and they all play differently.
Yeah.
So like the gameplay completely changes and I was like, "Oh wow, that's pretty cool."
Yeah. It's not easy to do that, I think. Like completely change it up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cuz yeah, they're going to expect to play like a certain way and
Yeah.
then yeah. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. Um But, like, you know me, like roguelike deck
Roguelites and deck
builders, like
building.
that that was never going to be something that I was going to be super over the moon about.
No.
And then especially when like I know like they had to have had a lot of inspiration from um Into the Breach.
Yeah.
And Into the Breach is just a really good game.
So good.
And the fact that I don't have to deal with like randomized chance as far as like cards go.
Yeah.
Like I guess I just like that a lot more, like just having like everything at my disposal,
Yeah.
right there. Um, so yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I would always choose Into the Breach over StarVader, but it it was fun.
Mm. Yeah, I think you summed it up very well. I would always choose Into the Breach over a game like this. I actually was familiar with this one. I'm always on the lookout for like hidden gems that run really well on the Steam Deck. Um,
Okay. And this would be perfect for the Steam
it
Deck.
is, yeah, and I almost
Yeah.
actually like covered this one in the last hidden gem video that I did. But
Okay.
I thought, no, even this one, like it's not hidden enough. And
Right.
I had to go deeper, and I'm actually pretty happy with the ones that I did settle on in the end. But yeah, so
Right,
I was
right.
familiar with it, and I was familiar with the concept. It's roguelite deck builder. It's mechs, like Into the Breach style. Um,
Mhm.
so I knew what I was getting into when I came to this one. Um, I don't know if I enjoyed it as I was hoping I would because it was overwhelmingly positive. So I do like roguelite deck builders if they're done really well. Um, I do think they're fun. I don't mind losing all that progress and going back, or not losing all the progress rather, but having like little bits of incremental progress where I lose
Right.
everything in the current run, but I unlock new things for the next run. I'm okay with that if
Mhm.
it's done well. But yeah, this one, great game. I did enjoy it, but again, it couldn't live up to the hype of the overwhelmingly positive for me because that's very
I
rare.
see.
That's extremely rare, I think, for a roguelite deck builder to have that. The only other one I could think of that probably had it at one time is Slay the Spire.
Oh, okay. The one maybe it doesn't have overwhelmingly.
I don't think it has it
I was
anymore.
thinking
Um,
no, I was thinking of Monster Train. Actually, Monster Train
oh,
has
it
over
might
well, it has
currently.
overwhelmingly positive for
Yeah.
English reviews. Like I don't know if that's like a let's see. If I make it all languages, is it still over? Yeah, it's overwhelmingly positive for all languages. Monster Train, yeah,
Okay.
that one. Funny enough, I mean, probably people will get upset for me saying this, but like, so we got Slay the Spire and Monster Train in Humble Choice
Mm.
before in the past,
Hmm.
and I enjoyed Monster Train like a lot more. uh,
Blasphemy! Get out.
yeah, yeah.
See, I was the opposite.
I'm sure that's
I was the
consensus. Yeah.
opposite. I played Slay the Spire like completely, like 100%. Like I unlocked everything that I could, and like got obviously the true ending and everything. Whereas Monster Hunter, I'm like, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what a lot of people would say, right? I
Mm.
think for me the reason why Monster Train just stands up there is I mean, I did like the gameplay, I guess, but the bigger thing is because I thought the soundtrack was just amazing.
Okay,
So,
I don't
uh,
remember it. Okay.
it's got like a kind of like a heavy metal soundtrack,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I quite liked it.
See,
So
I don't have this one on Steam. I'm pretty sure I played it on Switch back in the day.
okay,
So
okay.
I might need to it's on sale and pick it up because it's an amazing fit for the Steam Deck. I know it runs like really
Yeah,
well.
yeah. They're coming out with maybe it's already out. Monster Train 2 was
Okay.
out soon or is out or let's see. Oh, it no, I guess oh never mind. It's been out since May 21st of last
Oh,
year.
okay. What's it
Okay.
rated? Is it good?
Overwhelmingly positive.
Huh. That's hard to do. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Have the second one live up to the hype of the first one. So maybe I'll start with the second one then.
Yeah, I mean maybe I wonder what it even does differently than the first one, but
Look, as long as it's got monsters and trains, I'm on board.
yeah, yeah, monsters and trains, you don't need to do much else. Yeah.
I do need to get Slay the Spire 2 as well
Oh,
when that
there's a
eventually comes
second
out.
Slay the Spire?
Yeah, it's been teased a
There
little
is?
bit. I don't think it's out yet, but it's been teased a bit.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, I remember seeing yeah, like this is one of those things, right? Where it's like since I wasn't really that I'm not into the first one really at all. Like I mean, I thought it was fun, right? But again, I'm
Yeah.
probably not gonna play it. But I know that when they announced this, like, yeah, this was one of those things that kind of like break the internet kind of thing
Yeah.
because everybody wanted Slay the Spire
Yeah.
too. So,
Oh, roguelite, the second one I should get because I love the first one. That was Rogue Legacy.
oh, I didn't realize there was a second one, a
Yeah.
Rogue
What is it, like a
Legacy.
year
Oh,
ago? Maybe just a bit more than a year, but yeah.
okay. Oh, yeah, definitely a bit more. April 29th, 2022.
Oh, that long ago. Okay. Wow.
Wow. Yeah,
Gee, I'm getting
I
older.
did not realize that this, okay, so for me, Rogue Legacy was one of those games that I think I had played that. That was like one of my first sort of like roguelike games that I
Hmm.
played actually. And at the time, like I think I did like it.
Hmm.
And I thought that while gimmicky, I thought that how the different heroes have like all their little unique quirks. I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of fun. Um, However, after I put in more time with it, I didn't really care for it quite so much.
Yeah,
Maybe you
okay.
know what? I think the biggest thing was because of like how everything was randomized.
Fair.
So
Yeah.
like some runs. I mean, this is like typical of the genre. Like some
Yeah.
runs you get like really lucky and you
Yeah.
do really well, and then other runs you just get like knocked out
Yeah.
like really early on, and
Yeah.
you feel like, oh man, I didn't even make any progress, and I didn't even make enough. I didn't even make enough like gold to be able to do anything, so I'm just gonna lose it all anyways.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's kind of what did, maybe my dislike of the genre started way further back than what I thought. Squirrel with a Gun.
Mm. Yeah, so looking at this title, like I thought you would hate it more than I did, and then I watched your video. I'm like, no, okay, wow, that completely threw me off because I disliked it more than you did, like a lot
Oh
more.
yeah, I remember your comment saying that you didn't really care for it that as
No,
as much. All right.
I don't think giving a squirrel a gun makes for a solid game.
Now, okay, what was it really the squirrel with the gun, or was it the platforming?
It was the platforming. Yeah,
Yeah.
you nailed it.
Yeah.
It's the platforming. It
Yeah.
was frustrating, even in that
Yes.
very first stage there. But then,
Yes.
it's also like, okay, he's got a gun. He can shoot things, and he can use it to jump, and that's about it. It felt very gimmicky to me.
Oh, it most definitely is. Yeah, no, I mean, this game, this game moved copies because of the squirrel with a gun.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about that. Like I thought that the gameplay itself, like, it did enough to make me not make me enjoy it because like I
Hmm.
went into this like expecting basically not to like it,
Hmm.
right? And I think that's probably why I did like it. Whenever I go in with really low expectations,
Mm.
I always come out and I'm like, oh yeah, this wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Fair.
Um, so I think that's what happened because, yeah, the platforming, it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely sucks. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I when I first started the game and you're like trying to hit all those like switches or something to get to that golden acorn or whatever.
Oh God, yes.
Um
The very first bit. Yeah.
yeah, I hated that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like how did people like get past this part, cuz it was so it's very floaty. The
Yes. Yep.
platforming
Yep.
is very frustrating. Just to do like a simple jump to get up to like a platform.
Yep.
Um and then it didn't really improve that much making my way through the rest of that like initial area
Mm-hmm.
until like I finally got out into the neighborhood, and that's where like when it became more freeform, that's when it became more enjoyable to me, because like if I didn't want to do something, I didn't need to do that, I could go do something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it became more enjoyable for me, um is because of that. Now I'm betting, because like so when I came across, so like you get the when you get the car, you could go down into this bunker and it has like another like set level. So I imagine that they probably split the game up between like set piece levels, like the initial starting section,
Mm-hmm.
and these more like open area levels, like the neighborhood area that I was in. Um and yeah, I just I don't really want to play the levels
Mm-hmm.
at all. Like I'd rather just it be I rather would have just been like a big sort of like open world, and maybe not even big, but you know, somewhat moderate in size open world where I could just like Grand Theft Auto, like basically like what I was saying. Like it felt like I was
Yeah.
playing like at times like a mini Grand Theft Auto. Like I just do that. Just give me that. Maybe a lighter version of it, but I'm a squirrel with a gun,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm holding people up for acorns and doing drive-bys on
Mm-hmm.
agents trying to kill me for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because they can. Speaking of the agents, I didn't like how they were all the same model, and I know it's not like some massive company. I get that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
reusing the same model, like, look, if it was every now and again, it's okay. Like even some bigger companies do that, but like literally in that first section there where you get swarmed by all these agents, it's the
They were all
exact
the same.
same
Yeah.
person.
You know what I thought that maybe they were trying to, and maybe I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt here. I mean, obviously, yes, it's because this was like a small production,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's definitely why. But I almost wonder if they were trying to go for like an Agent Smith kind of feel.
I see.
I wasn't sure if like if that was really the case, or if it was just me throwing them a bone.
Yeah,
But
throw him an acorn.
yeah, throwing them an acorn. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, like even the assets in general, I'm pretty certain those are probably like well, this was made in like Unreal Engine if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm betting those are just assets that are found on like um some sort of like asset store,
Yeah,
and then they just they put them together into their game.
yeah,
um but yeah, none of that was like impressive at all. Not that visuals are everything, but you're right,
no,
like it is kind of jarring seeing like the same enemy
yeah,
literally when they're standing right next to one
yes,
another.
and that's what does it.
um yeah, but yeah, everything did kind of have a ah I don't know if I want to say like a cheap feel to it, but I guess a bit unpolished, right?
Yeah.
And I think maybe I had mentioned that in my review, but that's the overall feel that I got out of it. And again, I'm pretty sure it's because it's like small team. I think it was a solo guy who made this. But it's not like that really. At the end of the day, like you still have to like you know judge a game based off of like how you felt about it, and whether it
Yeah.
was made by like 1,000 people or one person. It
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. um so yeah, I don't know, like I said, it it surprised me that it was actually like enjoyable
Mm.
for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I was thinking about this before we got on. Like I don't know that I would be I don't know that I'd be picking it up again and playing it. Because if I want something, there's like far better games that might give me scratch a similar itch.
Yeah,
I would
like
think.
GTA.
Like exactly like GTA. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Lost my train of thought. But anyways, yeah, I don't really think there's much more that needs to be said
Yeah.
about Squirrel with a Gun.
SteamWorld Build.
Okay, so this is another one of those games that like I could see the argument for it, like, oh well, you could just go play um something else, because like so I said in my review that it it follows the Anno like formula
Hmm.
pretty closely. Um, and are you familiar with playing with any of the Anno games?
I haven't played them, but I'm familiar with the series and the whole mechanics behind it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So then yeah, so because basically just like the whole like class of citizen, getting them all their stuff, leveling up to the next class of citizen kind of thing.
Mm.
That's very Anno. Um and because it is so close to Anno, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
But because it is so close to
Uh
Anno,
huh.
I have Anno 1800 sitting in my library that I put like maybe 2 hours into,
Yeah.
that I would probably just download Anno 1800 and put a lot more time um you know into something that I think would probably be a much better experience.
Yeah.
Like now SteamWorld's credit, SteamWorld builds credit, I should say, since
Yeah.
there's a ton of SteamWorld games.
Yeah.
Um I will say that they tried with the whole the mine, like exploring the mine, and I thought that was kind of neat. I was sort of thinking on it like later, like how enjoyable exactly would that be after a while?
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, you're kind of just, you just it's not the same sort of exploration you get when you're playing a survival crafting game. And I think that's what it was trying to mimic a
Yeah.
bit. Um, Especially when you go and compare it to like Core Keeper, which is literally like underground the
Hmm.
whole game. Um, so I think that that's what it was trying to mimic, and I don't think that it had the same feeling for me. Now, like in the beginning, I thought like everything about this, like I put it as a strong recommendation. I thought that it was pretty good, but I do wonder like how I would feel like if I played it longer. That said, when I was doing my year end like roundup video that I
Hmm.
do, I was like looking at pretty much across the board. I think every single month, but maybe like 1 month went down in their scores.
Oh no.
And it's because like I most of the year I played through every single game more than an hour, because you and I
Yeah.
were doing Humble Talk.
Yeah.
And so it seems that like if I play a game longer than my first impression
Yeah.
hour that I do for the review, then I tend to be more critical.
Okay.
Um so there's a high chance that this would not be a strong recommendation if I put like another hour into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Um One thing I wanted to say though, because I brought this up before when we've talked about city builders, is that I really hate in city builders when you immediately have to like you just start playing the game and you already have to be fast forwarding in order to get anywhere or do
Oh
anything.
yes.
I did not feel that with SteamWorld, but I don't think I fast forwarded at all. I think there were moments in which I could have,
Hmm.
but for the most part, I was like pretty active, like with what, especially once you have access to the mine. Like I felt like I was constantly flip flopping between the two layers to like, oh, explore a little bit of more of the mine, place down support beams, coming back up, oh, I got to go set up this new supply line for this whatever thing that my people need. And I thought that it did pretty good with
Okay.
that.
Um. Yeah. No, that sounds cool. I didn't quite get all the way through to the mining thing. I think I was doing like other stuff with the kids and the family at the same time, and so it just like dragged out that one play session. But I didn't actually get
Sure.
that far
Sure.
into it. But the bits that I did play, it felt very much that it was just trying to do what the SteamWorld series has done up well, at least for the more recent entries, that is like put their hand in to a different genre, give it a go, kind of thing, and see what sticks.
Hmm.
And I think my reaction to it was very similar to you. Like this feels, I didn't have the words for it, Anno, but yeah, it feels like that whole city builder thing that we've done before.
Yeah.
Just with the SteamWorld lore behind it, really, and the SteamWorld setting. Which, mind you, I love the SteamWorld setting. I love how all the characters are robots, and it's this kind of Western kind of feel to it. Sometimes space,
Okay.
but yeah, it's beyond that. If you get past the lore and the setting, it's just a city builder. Now, I strongly suspect, listening to what you're saying, once I start going in the mine, it would change quite a lot. And that experience I had. So maybe I should put more time into it. Who knows?
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that I think, like, once you get to that point, like, you play, I don't know, maybe, like, half an hour or so. This was the game that I put in more than an hour. I put about
Okay.
hour and a half into it.
Okay.
So I think, like, if you put, like an additional 30 minutes to an hour, you get to experience the mine section a bit. Like, if that doesn't really, like, tickle your fancy at all,
Mm,
then my guess is you don't need to bother
it's
with
not
it.
for me.
Because
Yeah.
that was the one thing I think that they did to try, like I said, to try to set it apart. Like, I noticed that, like, some of, like, you could, like, equip stuff to, like, some of the buildings
Hmm.
and things like that, and they tried to talk about the importance of the train, although, to be honest, I didn't really use it that much.
Mm,
I mean, again, I guess I was just, like, early days, so that's probably why.
mm.
But, like, I don't think those aspects alone are enough to, like, really distinguish it. So I think the only thing really is just the mines,
Hmm.
and again, yeah, like I said, I think for me, I'm not sure that it would pan out over more playtime.
Yeah, I suspect not. But I mean, I do need to give it a fair go to be able to make a better judgment if I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Did you play any of the
Yeah,
other Steam mode games?
I was just about to talk about that, and actually, no, I have
Right.
not.
So,
I actually own what? Hand of Gilgamesh. Like, I
okay.
own that one,
Skip that
but I've
one
never
for you. Oh,
played
hold on, hold
any
on.
of the other.
It's a deck builder, but it's not roguelike or roguelike.
Oh,
So you
really?
might like it. It's done.
Oh, okay.
Um, and the one I'm going to refer to is a roguelike, but Across the Obelisk is that is a roguelike deck builder, but you've got a party. I'm pretty sure it was the first one to do it, and so each character brings. No, 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 that's not true at all. That one is each character has their own. That's like Slay the Spire, but it's co-op, and each person takes a turn. It's very slow. I do not recommend that for you. But sorry,
Okay,
the Hand
okay.
of Gilgamesh is where the entire hand is made up of the characters in your party. So you might have two from this one, two from that one, two from that one, or something like that, basically.
Okay,
You might
okay.
actually enjoy it. Who knows? But it's not the strongest entry into the series, at least, not in my opinion.
Mhm.
So yeah, like I'm saying, like they're they're trying their hand, pun intended, at a whole bunch of different genres. So and I didn't know this as well. I just brought up the wiki page, but they started out as a tower defense game on the DSi in 2010.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Okay.
So I assumed Dig was the first one. So I have played Dig, fantastic game. That's the one that really
Mhm.
set them off, and um, I don't think it's that big a spoiler. So you know, like the sinister robot that's encouraged them to go into the mines and to look for this ancient technology.
Yeah.
That's the
Mhm.
big bad guy for the first one, basically.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
who gets defeated by the robot. I don't know what his name is, but sorry, the robot. They're all robots, and that's not me being racist. They actually are all robots. Um, so there was that one, and then Heist. Heist was really good. It wasn't as popular, but that is. It's like so that came out after like XCOM, all of that stuff, and so it's a 2D turn-based tactical game.
Okay.
I think you'd enjoy it, or you'd at least like the whole premise of it. Whether or not you saw it to completion, I don't know, but it's something that yeah, it's interesting at the very least. And so like
Okay.
SteamWorld Dig is obviously like this 2D Metroidvania digging down kind of thing, and slowly getting upgrades and getting better. And so they've taken that whole like 2D plane and then just turned it into a tactical turn-based game, basically. Um, then after that was SteamWorld Dig 2. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. Also
Mhm.
very highly rated. I think that one and the first one were overwhelmingly positive. And then we've got Quest, which is the one you have. And then we have Build.
Okay.
So they're trying a whole bunch of different genres.
Yeah, yeah, I knew that they had like a whole bunch of different ones. Now, the one thing that I didn't realize though is that they are not all developed by the same developer.
Really?
Yeah, which I think most of them are, but let's see. SteamWorld Build is actually a different developer than it was by The Station
Okay.
versus I think the let's see SteamWorld Quest, that is Image Informed Games, which I think Image Informed Games did or at least according to Steam. I mean, maybe Steam is um sometimes it could be incorrect, but yeah, so yes, SteamWorld Dig is also Image Informed, but maybe it's only SteamWorld Build that is not the same one.
See, now that you say that, it
Um,
makes perfect sense to me. Just because, like,
yeah.
all the other games, I mean, Tower Defense, I have no idea. But all the other games that I've played have been that 2D plane. It also feels like very, very different, the art style. And of course, you've got um, those very different, like, building mechanics as well. I suspect, like, the team came to this, they looked at it like we want to do this city building game. We're not sure how to
hmm
approach it. Let's, get this other developer to help us with it.
Yeah, that must have been what it is. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it now, it does seem like oh, I guess what SteamWorld Heist 2
Mm,
is developed by Thunderful Development, which that's obviously going to be directly related to Thunderful Publishing, which was the publisher, I think, for
right.
maybe all of them. I'm not sure, but um, regardless, most of them seem to be Image and Form Games. I mean,
Hmm.
perhaps they changed their name, or maybe they're many of the same developers. I don't know
Who knows?
I don't know
Yeah.
obviously history behind this,
Yeah.
but SteamWorld Build, on the other hand, is literally just the station, but published by Thunderful Publishing. So it does
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
seem like, yeah, I think you might be right. They just use the SteamWorld franchise.
Mm,
They were published by the publisher who's put out a lot of their games, the SteamWorld games,
hmm.
and yeah, that's probably why it's just so wildly different. One of my commenters had said that yeah, they thought that basically, essentially, that yeah, SteamWorld Build had just kind of like played it too safe, and they didn't really like approach the genre in um any unique way that I guess
Mm.
past SteamWorld games had done.
Yep.
Um, and that's why they were sort of disappointed with it.
I
So
agree.
yeah,
Very valid.
that could be very well the reason why,
Yeah.
because it wasn't really developed by the same
Yeah.
developers.
That makes sense.
Bus Simulator 21, next stop.
So this is another one. I thought I knew you wouldn't enjoy it. There was no doubt in my mind that you
Mhm.
would not. This is not the game for you. I thought I would enjoy it more because I do tend to like enjoy simulators a bit more than you, but no, for whatever reason, I just wasn't having it. Um, whether it's because I don't think it's because it's buses. And so, like, for example, I did play a little bit of Euro Truck Simulator 2. And that was quite enjoyable.
Okay.
Loading things into the truck, taking it to the destination,
Okay.
like selling it off, making a profit, slowly like building up this company. Whereas,
Mhm.
for whatever reason, this one here, well, so you've got like the at least from what I can tell, you've got set routes you have to run, pick up passengers, take them off.
Mhm.
They're all, and maybe it's a bit too realistic, they're all extremely annoying. They'll complain over ridiculous things like, I don't know, running a red light and running over a person. For whatever reason, they don't like it. So, yeah. Um, but it's essentially like going into GTA, finding a bus, and then just driving around by following all of the road traffic rules. And that does not
or not in my case.
or not in your case. And it just does not appeal to me. Well, yeah, and eventually I think it just gets so annoying. You're just like, nah, just run the red lights, get there as quick as possible. Who cares?
Yeah. I was getting to a point where I was just like, oh wow, I'm running behind so much. Nope, I'm not stopping at this next stop. I'm just moving on, and people will be complaining and stuff. It's like, nope, we gotta go. We don't
It
got
sounds
time for
just
this.
like the Australian public transport system.
Yeah, man, yeah, obviously I just didn't care for it. And it was I think it was mainly because it was buses for me. Like
Mhm.
I just don't have any interest. I like I said in my video, I have to sit on a bus for like,
Yeah.
couple hours or so every single day. I don't like they had that feature there where you could just be a passenger on one of the buses. I'm like, no,
Why?
I don't I don't want to do that. Um, on that note, something that was like I thought was entirely unrealistic.
Yeah.
Where I mean, yes, some people like you would see like maybe one or two people out of the entire bus like were on their phones or something.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's entirely unrealistic. Whenever I go on the
Yeah.
bus, everybody's got their phones
Everyone.
out.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it was just like they are like, oh yeah, choose whatever bus you like, and I'm like, exactly like your comment. Like I chose the blue bus because I like blue. Like I I don't care about these stats or like the makes and models. Like I don't know any of that. Like I'm horrible with like cars.
Yeah.
All right. Like I know a lot of people get like really hyped up about like all these different like brands of cars and stuff like that. And I just choose something that looks cool to me. That's all I
Yeah.
ever do.
Yep.
And then now you're talking about buses. Like I definitely could care less.
Yeah.
Essentially.
You're right. The only stat that I didn't care about was like, this one can carry more. Do I want to carry more people? No, blue.
Yeah, yeah. You do get to a point later though where I think you could like part of the tutorial was showing you like how you could make your own routes and stuff
Right,
like that.
okay.
So like
Okay.
the management side of things, yeah, it's probably pretty cool for people who want to run a bus, public
Hmm.
transportation company. Like
Mm.
I'm sure for anybody out there who wanted that itch scratch, they could
Mm.
probably get it done with Bus Simulator 21. I'm not one of those people.
No.
Um I yeah, like my thing though too was like once again like I just thought it felt like a bit felt it felt a bit janky to me. And
Mm.
like all these simulator games, they always have that kind of like uncanny valley feeling to them
Yeah.
because like in many of these they're trying to portray a very like mundane thing.
Yeah.
So it's trying to portray real life.
Yeah.
And well, when you're trying to portray real life, it needs to feel like real life, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it always has like an uncanny valley feeling to me whenever I play, almost any of these like more, I guess, niche like simulators, right? Like we've had some other ones that are like kind of like simulator games, like what was it? Sometime back we got this game called like what was it, Hard Space Shipbreaker or something like
Okay.
that.
Yes.
And you
Yep.
play as like yeah, you basically just play as like a junk worker just tearing apart like spaceships.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I
that was a
thought
lot
that
of
that was
fun.
actually quite
Yeah.
good. Um but I also didn't think that it was like didn't think that it was unpolished either. Like I thought like it felt really good.
Mm.
Um and I guess I just didn't feel that way. I guess the other thing too is like in like a lot of these sort of simulator games, the people they feel like robots to me.
Yeah.
Uh, and they're supposed, especially like public transportation, like these people should feel like people. And I think that just I just don't care for it. Because of that, I sort of like touched on this a little bit. I kind of wonder if like I feel like a lot of simulator games tend to be this way. Like you have outliers, like like Farming Simulator, Train Simulator, or like you said, that Euro Truck Simulator. Those are like
Yeah.
very, very popular
Yeah.
simulator games, which I've never tried any of them, but I'm sure that, with the astounding popularity that they have,
Mm.
that they probably are fairly decent experiences. Um, and I wonder, like, I was sort of like thinking that maybe, because like it reminds me of like how like survival crafting games were when they first came out. They
Mm.
were quite janky,
Yeah.
and it took a while, I think, before the genre kind of like found its stride. And now you have like now finding a really good survival crafting game isn't that difficult, and
Yeah.
you even have like um like AAA seeing, or like AA companies seeing the potential in them and creating like really highly polished games,
Yeah.
like like Enshrouded,
Hmm.
or Grounded,
Sure.
or Conan Exiles, what have you. So and I feel like the simulator genre maybe hasn't quite had that yet, as far as I'm aware. Now, granted,
Don't
I'm
know.
not that well versed in it,
Yeah, me
because
neither.
it's a little bit too niche
Yeah.
for me. And I wondered if maybe that was also another part of it, is like all these simulator games, like a survival crafting game. It follows a very similar formula.
Hmm.
Um, like we were just talking about that with Core Keeper. It's very recognizable.
Hmm.
And maybe that's because the genre has had a lot of time to sort of mature into that.
Hmm.
But with like simulator games, like you have all sorts of different types of niche things that could be turned into a simulator game, that it all is, very different. And I wonder if maybe that's one of the reasons why it's sort of like not really found that sort of footing now.
Hmm.
I think maybe one of the reasons why like some of these outliers might be doing so well is, like, I'm fairly certain that like Farming Simulator and Train Simulator definitely has had several versions
Hmm.
released over the years, and I imagine that probably with each subsequent release, the developers get more experience with their craft to make the
Mm.
next one that much better. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could just be making up things as to how I see it, because I don't really know. But
Mm.
yeah, there just hasn't been really too many that because we've also gotten like quite a few simulator games
Right.
over the years, and I don't really think any of them really have pulled me in that much.
No, me neither.
I'm trying to think. Uh,
Except for the one you
I
already
think
said,
probably the
Heartbreaker, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
there would be that one. I'm thinking like something that's a little bit more closer to a simulator game, I think, would
Yeah.
be House Flipper. I did like House
Yeah.
Flipper.
Yeah.
Um, but like, like with every one of those, we get like, five more, like
Hmm.
like that one hotel renovator
That's
game
the
that we got.
one. It's my
Yeah, like
favorite
that's
game.
right, right. We just get a lot of like, jank like
Yeah.
that just is, yeah,
Yeah.
which was why I basically, whenever we get like a simulator game, I'm always I guess I'm biased towards like a certain way,
Yeah.
obviously. Um and I might get crucified for saying this.
Hmm.
Probably not, but I found it kind of laughable to me that Bus Simulator 21 is almost the same price as Resident Evil Village.
He said.
Yeah, it's almost, I think it's like $35 or something like that.
Okay.
Um and then I think for Resident Evil Village it's like 40.
Wow. Okay.
Um
See,
and I just
simulators have. They're notorious for being, in my opinion, like overly priced.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for the experience that you get. I
Yeah.
completely agree. Like if I'm going to be spending $40 for a game, like I want to expect like a really highly polished game
Mm.
for $40. But the thing is I imagine, obviously they're making these games for their target audience. I'm not the target audience. I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um and my guess is the target audience doesn't have as high expectation, because they don't really have a lot of choice
Right.
with whatever niche simulator that they want to play. Like, I mean, like if you are really gung ho about like lawn mowing, how many lawnmower simulators are out there other than Lawnmower
Yeah.
Simulator? So you know, beggars can't really be choosers at that point, I suppose.
Yeah. I did come across a transport simulation game. I haven't played it myself. I can't speak for it, but I did hear a lot of good things about it, and that's Transport Fever 2 because it combines like a whole bunch of different transport types, and you basically need to build up the transport um, infrastructure of cities and whatnot.
Okay.
So I think something like that is much more appealing to a wider audience just because there's a lot of variety in that simulation as well within the one game. And essentially, like, it's up until now, like all of these things have been separate games. You'd have to get like a different game for each experience that you want to have. Whereas this one just like, nah, put it all together. So it's got, for example, it's got trains, it's got planes, it's got trucks. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Really, it's got more than that
Okay.
from what I know. So I think something like that is 100% the way to go for a simulation game.
Okay. Yeah, I know of that.
Okay.
I know of that game. Now, I can you now the thing is can you actually control like these boats and planes and trains
Oh,
and
okay. See, I don't know. That's a good point,
because I
actually.
think that's something that like the simulation crowd they really enjoy
Oh,
that
yeah,
aspect.
they need. Otherwise, it becomes management. You're quite right. It's a simulation game.
Right. Yeah, so like this might be more of like like a railroad building game or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something much more appealing to me about a train than a bus if you're going to do a game.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean had they given us Train Simulator, I probably would have been like I probably wouldn't have been like over the moon like with it. I wouldn't have been like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to play Train Simulator."
Yeah.
But it probably would have been a better like I probably would have felt better about having Train Simulator over Bus Simulator.
Yeah, fair. This is one of the rare ones where you feel like just hitting the hide button in your library. So no one ever knows you have it in there.
No, that's actually for Lawnmower Simulator.
Yeah. See,
It's
now you
like
said that, I kind of want to play it. I kind of want to see what all the air quotes hype is all about for this lawnmower simulator.
I actually so when I used to do landscaping
Oh wow, okay,
back
yeah.
when I lived in the States,
Yeah.
right? And so I actually used some of the mowers that they showcase
Oh
in this
wow.
game, and I didn't actually really care for the way they felt. I didn't think that it really felt that realistic to me.
Okay,
But
there you go.
but uh yeah, I don't know. I guess I could understand like how this could be someone's sort of like um sit down and chill game.
Yeah. Whereas for you, it's
Although
just work, right? So yeah,
right. And maybe that's why I
yeah,
didn't really care for it quite as much either. Same with like the buses, right? Like
yeah,
that's why it's got
yeah,
to be like hard space shipbreaker.
yeah,
It's got to be something that's
yeah.
like
Something you never get to
yeah.
experience. Yeah, which is
Yeah, I'll
which is
never be able to do
yeah.
that.
But I think that's what draws people to like flight simulators and stuff because very few people can
Right.
be a pilot. But
They
yeah,
will never be a pilot. Yeah. They'll never drive a bus. I understand
yeah.
that. I understand that. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's also like I've forgotten the names of some of the titles, but you've got those store management games where people are stocking shelves and selling items at cash registers, and it's
Yeah.
because I can
Yeah.
guarantee those people do not work in a supermarket for their daytime job.
Yeah. If they did, they might not actually enjoy
No.
a game like that. All the yeah, like what was the a really popular one was recently was like TCG card shop simulators.
Yeah,
That was like a really popular
it
one.
was. I got into that earlier as well,
Um
actually. But I mean that makes sense because like how many? Well, first of all, a lot of people really like trading card games, and how many people
I
are
think you
going
could
to?
actually play the trading card game in the game, I
I
think.
know eventually. So when I
Mm.
played it, I know eventually they were planning on bringing that, which is a really cool concept.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you covered
I
this.
did
That's probably how I know about
in the
it.
very early days. But yeah, so yeah, but I know. So a lot of people like trading card games, and I'm sure they're like, oh, it'd
Mhm.
be so cool to like run a trading card shop. But I
Yeah.
mean, let's be honest. Like it's more likely someone's going to work in a supermarket than run, or rather own and run, um, trading card shops. And so I totally get that. I totally get the appeal of playing a game where you get to simulate owning and running that kind of store. Um, where am I going with this train of thought? I have no idea. Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm done.
Well, on that note, though, there actually is a supermarket simulator apparently,
Oh, there is, yeah,
released
which is
last
why I'm
year.
talking about it. Yeah.
Oh,
And then
okay,
there was
okay.
one that was I never played it. Thank God. Sorry, I'm saying that, but like the idea kind of does appeal to me, just because I don't work at a supermarket and I've never worked in a supermarket, um, and I love management games. But yes, there was one that was really popular, and then a whole bunch of rip-offs that came after that just to try and get in on it.
I was curious to see if they had a thrift store simulator. They do. It's coming out. It's going to be in early access soon. The reason why I say that is because my wife used to work at a, I don't know if they have them in Australia, but in the States they have one called Goodwill.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like, yeah, like a thrift store,
yeah.
secondhand store, right?
They have those. Yeah,
And she just had like the absolute craziest stories of the people. I mean, that's any retail job,
sure.
really. But she just had like absolutely nutsos kind of stories. Where you're
Yeah,
just like, wow, these people are unhinged.
yeah. Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I hope then that Thrift Store Simulator or any of those sort of retail simulator games, they add in those elements of realism of
Somehow I doubt it, because if they put them in, it'd be like, no, this is not realistic. This is hyper realism, and your wife would be like,
right.
well, actually, no, it's not.
Actually, well, okay, just to throw one of these out there.
Sure.
Um, so this one time, my wife, when she was like closing, like and cleaning up and everything,
Yeah.
in the changing room, she found a purse where somebody had like done a number two
Oh
in the
my
purse.
goodness.
Yeah, like they couldn't wait to get to the bathroom and they just did it right there. And it was
Jeez.
again, what are what are people thinking?
I have nothing
Uh
to say to that. My
right,
my brain
exactly.
my
I'm
brain is
pretty sure
fried.
that's not in any of those simulator games.
Well, maybe you have to get the mods for that one.
Right, you gotta get the monster.
Big Helmet Heroes.
Okay, this is kind of like this is basically just the theme of this entire bundle. It was fun, but like it was fun for my hour, and I don't know that I would I don't know that I would really come back to it.
See, I was gonna say,
I don't know.
up into that last bit there, I was gonna say it's probably a good analogy, for the perspective of my first romantic partner, shall we say, my first physical romantic partner, until you said my first hour, because let's face it, it was not an hour. I can say,
Uh,
yep, kind of had fun, but not going back to it. That probably sounds about right.
yeah, so I don't know, like I mean, once again, like this is another genre that just isn't it's not something that I play. So that was already kind of like it was already going to be like an uphill battle for me
Sure.
to like really enjoy this game. Um I think that it had like some cool ideas with the heroes, like to give them all like different powers so you could have fun
Yeah.
coming across the different heroes. But outside of that, I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. Like,
Oh, very standard.
you
So
know,
for me, it felt like 3D Castle Crashers, and that was it.
I heard a lot of people kind of compared it to that,
Okay.
to like
Yeah,
Castle Crash. I've
doesn't
never
surprise
played
me.
Castle Crashers.
Okay.
So I wasn't familiar with it. For me, the thing is like we just got Streets of Rage 4
Mm-hmm.
not that long ago. I enjoyed Streets of Rage 4 a lot more than I enjoyed
Yeah.
Big Helmet Heroes.
Yeah.
So if I were to go back to any of these, it's gonna be Streets of Rage 4. Like I'd
100%.
rather just play that.
Yeah.
I thought I like the aesthetic better. Um, I guess I just like overall the whole thing better. Really, the music the music was a lot better.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like I don't know, like again, it was just an okay kind of like somebody asked me like why, because like they were like, well, you said you basically praised it when you talked about the game, but you gave it a weak recommendation. Like, why was that? And I basically just, it's because like it, like while it was all like good on the outset, it didn't really do anything to impress me in any real way. Like, I wasn't walking away from that feeling like, man, I can't wait to go play Big Helmet Heroes again.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it ended up being a game where it's like, well, I could see, like, it was fun, and I could see why people would enjoy this. So I could see that, like, if I knew somebody who really loved these games, I'd be like, hey, have you heard of Big Helmet Heroes before? But for me, it just was, yeah, not that memorable.
Yeah, you summed it up exactly how I felt. It's not that memorable. I guarantee in a few months' time I will have completely forgotten about this game. Not to the point where we're doing like name that game. I can't remember the title. Like literally, like this game will have been wiped from my brain's knowledge of it exists in Steam, or even to the fact that it's in my Steam library. It did nothing
Oh,
wrong.
I for sure will forget about it from like, I won't remember that I own it for sure.
Yeah.
I might be able to get it with like a name that game. But I definitely had already forgot, like in preparation, like when when you were asking, oh, hey, we're good for tonight.
Yeah.
I was going through and I was like, oh yeah, Big Helmet Heroes.
yeah.
I like completely forgot that we got that game this month.
Yeah.
And like, I guess the thing is too is like so they're trying, I imagine that the thing that they were trying to do to make this sort of like stand out was the fact that they're Big Helmet Heroes. But that just, I don't know, I guess that doesn't do it for me. Like that won't like, I won't really,
No.
I guess, yeah. It's pretty unmemorable.
Yeah.
But
And yeah, that's fair. And in my experience, like if you have to say it's big, it's probably not.
we're talking about the helmets, so just in case,
Oh, 100% it's the helmets. That's it for this month's episode of Humble Talk. If you've gotten to this point in the video and you haven't done it already, what are you doing? Go and hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to watch more videos on games for PC, then go check out Stealthy Shiroean's channel. If you want to watch more videos for Steam Deck, then make sure to search for Deckhead. That's my channel. Whether you're specced out or decked out, keep it humble.